It is a knowledge-based question, and in this question, I am testing your knowledge and understanding of critical path method. Whenever I teach about critical path method, I got lots of variety of inputs, and somehow, everybody has its own definition, or I say everybody understand one or two aspects of critical path. So when I define critical path, I say critical path has three set of definitions, and we need to see all these set as one. So here let's see which of the set or which of the definition part is not related to critical path. Let's say, what is the option 1? Option 1 says critical path is the longest path in network diagram. Yes, this is true, and when I talk to people, they know about this thing and they say yes, critical path is the longest path in network diagram. Then the other option is critical path is the earliest time to complete the project. Some knows this thing, but they have different connotation. Basically, if I have to give it a meaning, I would say they both are one set of the definition. Actually, what they are saying in the real concept is critical path is the longest path in network diagram, which is the earliest time to complete the project. So if you are doing a project and you have 4 or 5 paths, so the longest path, let's suppose the duration of the longest path is 40 days. But if you see earliest time, so probably you have some path which says that 9 or 10 is the earliest number of days to complete the project. Sorry, the lesser amount, the minimum amount or the earliest amount is not less number of days. Actually, the longest path duration in the example that I'm sharing with you is 40 days. 40 days is the earliest time to complete the whole project. It's not 9 or 10 days, it's the 40 days. So from the concept of definition, A is also the right definition, that is why it is the wrong option. B is also the right definition, which is also the wrong option. Let's see what option C says. Option C says critical path has least amount of slack or float. You see, generally when I talk about this thing, people think that slack or float is equals to buffer, or sometimes they say slack or float is equals to, you can say, lag time. But please write it down. Float is not equals to buffer, is not equals to lag time. So here slack or float means the time that we got automatically by having the dependencies. So whenever we talk about critical path traditionally don't have any float or slack. So this is also the right definition, the right component of a definition. Again, it is not the answer. Option number D says critical path can have only, project can have only one critical path. No, you can have multiple critical paths. And importantly, if you have multiple critical paths, it means you have more risk in your project. Because, if any activity on critical paths gets delayed, it will delay your project. So as a project manager, you have to safeguard your critical path. And if you have, more than one critical path, then you need to very carefully examine it and, manage your project. I hope you understand the concept of critical path and also the right answer of this question, which is option number D. Thank you. Those who answered correctly through knowledge, congratulations. For others, I hope it helped.